Kamen Rider IXA.
Hey YouTube, welcome to my review for the Complete Selection Modification IXA belt from Kamen Rider Kiva. This is IXA's main belt. It has modes for both the 1986 and 2008 versions. I got slipped into an accent there. This is the set that also comes with the IXA riser, but I'm going to cover that in a separate review since there's already a lot to go over. Otherwise, this is going to be the length of an episode of Game of Thrones. So let's just go over the aesthetics of it. It's a very nice looking belt. I will show a comparison here in a minute to the original version. But it's like a little bit of an updated mold, but it's a very similar size, but it looks a lot better. You have a really nice gold paint here, which looks really, it's like a light gold, but it looks more realistic. And then the LED is a difference, which I'll point out as well. But generally, it looks more accurate and more realistic. I think in a way, it's a little bit more of a physical improvement for the IXA belt versus the Kiva belt. Not that the Kiva belt wasn't an improvement, but I felt like I just noticed more of an aesthetic difference. You know, you take the knuckle off here, it's a very good size. It looks good. You have the paint here, right here. And then on the back here is where the on-off switch is, and you can see the 2008-1986 switch, so you can change the sounds on it. In the previous one, it was right here, and it was like big and red and whatnot. And then the other on-off switch for the belt itself is on the back. And then here you have the Fuessels. You get the Garuru fake, Basha fake, Dogga fake, Knuckle, IXA caliber, Machine. Here you can see it does have adjustable straps, so this can actually be worn by adults, whereas the original ones were meant to be worn by kids or really skinny people. And you'll see when I bring my 2008 one in that I had to customize it in order for that to work. And you do get this thing on the back, so when you snap these together, you can hide it nicely. I just have it off of there because it's easier for me to be able to do this and decrease the space, and I can't do that when it's connected. But real quick, before we get started with the features, let me just show you a quick comparison to the original release version. Okay, so here we have the two next to each other. This is the original release, and this is the Complete Selection release. It's a slightly updated mold. They're very similar, and you actually can mix and match these if you want, which I'll show in a second. But you can see the differences in paint. This one isn't bad. It does have a little bit wear on it from me owning it for so long, so that's just specific to mine. And this has a darker gold paint here. This one has a lighter, much more realistic looking gold paint, which is just a nice standout. This one has the LED here, which is an obvious difference. There's the on-off switch here on top, and the on-off switch is in the back here, and it's obviously standing out more, being all red and whatnot. And then you kind of have to ignore the straps because mine has a customized, like, luggage strap on it so that I could wear it because it was, you know, meant for kids. And then just a quick comparison of the general quality of the Fuessels. You can see regular Complete Selection. This paint actually on this is actually not bad. I actually really dig the dark blue paint on this, but they're just generally better molded and whatnot, so you do get that difference there. So just to show you, you can swap these. So you can put the old one on the new one, and the new one on the old one, and whatnot. So that does work if you want to do that. And since I do have them here, we might as well do a sound comparison. So, if this will come up here, there we go. So let's go for this. So this is the old original version. And then this. And this really only has a 2008 mode. So this one doesn't sound awful, but you can clearly hear that this one sounds, well, clearer. Okay, so to get us started, I'm going to start with 1986, so chronological order. So activate the switch there. It can be a little sticky. I don't know if it's just mine, but when I'm switching it from one mode or the other, when it's in the middle off state, it's just a little bit sticky and kind of hard to get there, but I don't know, like maybe it's just mine. So you get some generic noises there when you just have this, and you get that kind of sort of standby noise when you hold it down. But then, hold this down. And you can hear the distinct 1986 deeper sounding voice. Now when you have it in this mode, only one of the Fuessels works, which is the Knuckle one. I'm sure if you were born in the 80s, you remember that this was the only Fuessel available for your IXA belt. The other ones, you can put them in, but they'll just make an error noise. Whoops, wrong way. Oops, wrong way again. There we go. And then when you take it out, You get some specialized effects. And then, actually I don't need to do that for this. If you want to activate the detransformation sound and reset it so you can do the henshin again, just press the trigger and then this dialogue button here at the same time. Now, if you want to transform again, and then hold down this button, you can get these error and forced detransformation noises. So that's kind of cool. You can also activate that remotely if you want, meaning when you take this off, you can activate it that same way as well, and it'll do the same thing. Now, you do have background music as part of this function as well. You get several different songs when you're activated in the past mode. You get more when you're in the 2008 mode, but you do get a selection here. So. And then it cycles back to that. So those are the ones that are available when you're in the 1986 mode. Now obviously, then you also have the dialogue button, which is right here. And if you couldn't tell by that, these are all Otoya's lines. Now, let me just show you how many sounds there are in this. So, this is just the past mode right here. This is page 1, 87 phrases. And then it continues just over here for a grand total of 183 phrases for past mode. And then over here is present day mode with 171 phrases for IXA 2008 version. So I'm going to do something a little bit different here, and I'll leave a comment in my comments about, if you want me to, I'll do a separate video where I go over all of the phrases. But that's honestly just so many of them. And I don't want this review to be unnecessarily long when you kind of get the idea, so I'm just going to show off a few extra here. And note another feature, so I'm going to restart it just to show you real quick. So when you start it here, it starts at that phrase, and then if you press this button, it will skip 20 phrases. So if you keep doing that, you can get through the phrases a lot quicker. And that's kind of a cool feature that I wish more of them would have. But again, if you want me to do a separate video where I show all the voices so you can hear them all for both modes, I'll do it. But just for the sake of this main review, I wanted to give you the gist of it, because that can really slow the review down. So now let's go ahead and go over to Nago's mode for 2008. And then when you're in this mode, when you press this in, you activate the burst mode, which is when his eyes open up, and then if you hold this button down in this mode, as opposed to the error sound, you get the rising noise. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go for the Fuessels. And then Now for caliber, not the rider. Oops, that's not it. Okay, so next up. So you basically... Oh. You basically get two sounds with that. You get, for all three of them, you get one which is like a regular summoning sound, and the other one that incorporates Kiva sounds. And in case you were wondering, or if you couldn't tell, it can read the Kiva whistles. Here's the Garuru one. It's just going to do the same fake noises. So those three will be the same. However, as you heard earlier, you can read the other ones. So that's an overall nice touch. Of course, the 2008 mode also has some select background music, and you get a few more tracks for Nago's mode. So as you can see, you get more there. I'm not playing the full ones in case you're wondering. If you haven't watched one of my reviews on these before, I just do snippets just so I don't get hit by copyright, just to be safe. Then of course you also do get the dialogue options as well. And again, there's so many of them, and you can skip here. So just to give you a sampling. And I'll just say one more... Oh, sorry. And I'll just say one more time, if you want me to do more of a full video with all of them, I will. But as you can see, there's a ton of phrases from both of them, so if you're into that, I think it's cool, but I do think it's a little bit overkill, but I'll get into that in the final verdict. Now, the last main thing I wanted to show is there is a special version of the henshin you can unlock by holding down this button. So that transforms you immediately into the burst mode. And then now if you hold it down and let it make that noise twice, wait for it. You get one that goes right into rising, and there's two more. So you get the very quick transformation version from various episodes. You can also do something similar with the 1986 one to activate faster de-un-transformation noises. Wait, isn't that just transforming? But that's about it for this. I tried to get you the gist of it, the core features. There might have been some small things I missed, because as you can see, these things are robust, but I was trying to make the review a little bit more concise. As I said, if you want to see a video with all of the different voices, I will do it, but as of right now, I just wanted to give you the core features. And overall, this is another great complete selection belt. IXA is my personal favorite rider of all time, so I was very excited for this. I think if you're an IXA fan, I can definitely recommend it. It looks great, it has great sounds. I love that you have modes for both of them and features for both of them. The voices are always nice. I do like having the key phrases. I do think it is a bit overkill. It's nice that you can skip around in the 20s with this one, which is kind of cool. And even though I didn't show them all in this review, I still think having that many is just a little bit too much. Like, it's great that they're trying to get your money's worth, but honestly, knock 20 bucks off and take like 100 phrases off. I'd be fine with that. I'm curious what your opinion is of that. Do you like to have the over 100 phrases, or would you be okay with just a select handful? Personally, I would still be okay with just a select handful. But overall, this is another great complete selection belt for IXA fans, and I definitely recommend checking it out. It has a ton of features. It also feels like it has a little bit less than the Kiva one, but in a nice way where it didn't feel overwhelming. That's about it for this one, guys, though. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can see my videos. Kamen Rider, signing out.